Hi, this is Miss Hottie, and this is FAQ number 10. How long should it take me to read a chapter? Or how do I get faster at reading? So let's go ahead and begin. First thing you need to know is that it's about 25 pages a chapter for the first few chapters in our textbook. But this is a college level class if you're in AP World, and if you're in Ancient World, you're getting ready for a college level class. So it's really one of the most fundamental important skills is to be able to read and to read well. And this book is written at college level. It's actually a version of the book that you're reading is what I read when I was in college at UC Berkeley. So it's a difficult book. So you want to be ready. This is preparing you for actual college, where you're going to have to read not only a textbook, but also outside readings. So we have a goal, and the goal is to slowly decrease your average reading time per page from about 10 minutes a page to 5 to 6 minutes a page. You guys, there's no other way for me to tell you this, but this only happens if you practice reading. It's kind of like running. When I'm running, I am very slow, and then if I keep running, naturally over time, I'm going to get faster. So, for example, without trying at all, if I just run consistently, a couple of times a week, so I have a schedule by someone that I follow on the internet, and I run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday for different lengths. I have like a plan. And if I just do that schedule consistently, I naturally get faster without really having to think about pushing harder. So I'll go from like 10 minutes and 30 seconds a mile to 8 minutes and 30 seconds a mile. And it's the same with reading. At first, you might find that it takes you about 10 minutes and 30 seconds per page. But if you just keep practicing, you're going to get faster. And maybe you won't get to really 5 minutes a page, especially if it's a difficult college level textbook. You're not reading just like a novel for fun. But you could be at 8 minutes a page, which will really save you time. And to give you an example, if you read 25 pages at 10 minutes a page, that's 250 minutes or about 4 hours. If you read the same amount of pages at 5 minutes a page, it could take you 2 hours. So you're literally saving yourself 2 hours worth of time. And you might not think that matters, but when you think about college, where you're going to have to be reading a significant amount, you really want to practice. I have sat in a meeting before with an assistant principal, a student, and a parent, where for an hour the student told her parents that she was reading. She was reading, and I told the parents, I told the assistant principal, if she was reading that consistently, it would be different the way that her grade was in my class. And finally, at the end of an hour, she admitted that she wasn't reading. And I knew she wasn't reading. And I can tell as a teacher from, however many years of experience, this will be my 15th year, I can tell when you're reading and when you're not. So you're not fooling anyone if you are trying to just skim. It's really important that you actually practice the skill, because it's going to make you faster, not just for high school, but for college and beyond. So there's no way around it. You can't fake it. Just do the reading. Now, when you do the reading, I encourage you to look up words you don't know. Remember, the dictionary, not the first word. The first word that you see in the dictionary is not always the definition. You have to look through a couple of definitions to get to the right word. And look it up every time. And that's going to make you even slower in the beginning. I'd rather it take you 4 or 5 hours in the beginning, but then you're learning words that you don't know, like hegemony, or any of the words that are complicated. If we opened up a single chapter, you'll see if the words are complicated. Go slower at first, and then it's going to make you speed up later, because you're going to get to that word and you're going to be like, oh, I know what this means. So when you're reading, make sure that you're stopping to look up words. And if English is not your first language, and it wasn't mine, make sure you know that sometimes the book uses colorful language or idioms or ways of saying things that aren't literal. It means it's not exactly word for word, but it's trying to give you a sense for, it's a phrasing that's unusual for what something is. So let's just look at, for example, this paragraph. Even the most sketchy review of Earth's natural history clearly shows that human society has not developed in a vacuum. So if you took science class, you know what a vacuum is. It's not the vacuum where you're sweeping. It means like where there's nothing. Like if there's a space where there's not anything in there, and then you open, your science teacher can go over what a vacuum is. But this is a certain way of phrasing that human society did not develop completely in isolation. The earliest human beings inhabited a world already stocked with flora and fauna. So you have to know about flora being, the plants, and fauna being animals. Look up these words, take the extra time, and you'll be better off in the long run. Practice reading. Thank you.